feel free to raise your hand. We're going to be greeting people, perhaps maybe in a grocery store line or maybe at the gas station. Think of where you've been in the past 7 months where you could have a conversation with someone. What should you include in a greeting in our area? What do you think is a good thing to say? I need your hands on this one. So you're in a line at a grocery store. Maybe Brother Diaz, maybe the reason they can't raise their hand is because we're sharing that screen. Yeah, we might have to do that. Okay, now can you raise your hand? I'm hoping that wasn't a stumper question right there. How can we greet people in our area?
Yeah, there's a number of hands there, Brother Vlahakis.
There are? Okay. I'm not seeing them on my Zoom.
I can help you.
I have them now. They just popped up, Brother Diaz. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go with the Lang family. Here I was thinking we didn't know how to say hi to someone. It's going to be a rough campaign. Okay, go ahead, Lang family.
Well, just the normal greeting for people is just to simply say hi or just have a smile on your face. Be conversational, open to a conversation when you're around people. Obviously, you have to be 6 feet apart, but you just make yourself available. Just say hi and have a friendly smile on your face for greeting.
Okay, very good. That's all the time we have for that first question, but Aaliyah hit it right on the head. We want to say hi, but you don't want to say hi. We want to have a smile on our face. We want to look like we're someone who you'd want to have a conversation with. Let's play our brothers and see how they do.
A lot of people are thinking about government these days.
You're so right. Which side are you on?
Actually, I'm neutral when it comes to politics. Instead, I support God's government.
God's government? Okay, very good. We'll pause it right there. And actually, I gotta have that question up, Brother Diaz. Can you share your screen again? I didn't write it down. I was thinking I was gonna read it off of there. Let me read it first. All right, so how will you continue the conversation in your area? If you give that greeting, where do you think you're gonna go from here? And perhaps what scripture would you use? Maybe we can put both of those questions out there. Brother Gibson, go ahead.
You can explain a little bit about the kingdom from there, but it also use the scriptures such as Daniel 2:44 and really get into what that kingdom means for us.
I like it. Daniel 2:44. Very good, Brother Gibson. Let's go to the Northern family.
A lot of us may be afraid to actually tell someone that we're neutral to politics, but in listening to things that I see on the internet, there are a group of people that are neutral to politics. And we can be among those people that are neutral to politics, and we can go on to explain, whether it's before the election or after the election, that we know what's best, and what's happened in the past is the reason why we are not, we remain neutral to it.
Very good. I like that reasoning, Sister Northern. Excellent. And let's go to the Hernandez house.
Well, we can mention Matthew 6, 9, and 10, where it mentions, let your kingdom come and let your name be sanctified.
Yes, very good. So I don't know if you watched this video, Elias, but let's see where the brothers are headed with this one. Do you have a favorite kingdom scripture, though, that you like to use? You got to have it ready to go. Let's listen to our brothers.
Yeah, millions of people pray for God's government. Many just don't even realize it. I'd like to show you what I'm talking about. It's here. Matthew 6 and verses 9 and 10. You must pray then this way. Our Father in the heavens, let your name be sanctified. Let your kingdom come. Let your will take place as in heaven, also on earth. Have you heard these words before?
Yeah, my wife says them all the time.
So what are people praying for? Did you notice the beginning of verse 10?
Let your kingdom come.
Yes, a kingdom is a type of government. Jesus was teaching people to pray for God's government to come.
I never made that connection.
If you'd read it, I'd like to leave this magazine with you. It's entitled, What is God's Kingdom? Then the next time we can discuss the question, what will God's kingdom accomplish?
Okay. All right, very good. So maybe we'll just throw this out to the audience. How do you like how that brother kind of rounded out that conversation and he highlighted that kingdom? What do you think you're going to use? Let's have Sister Watkins.
I need that article right now because my mom, who's at home with me, she actually said, can you and your sister just tell the folks at your Kingdom Hall to vote this one time? And that is a very appropriate scripture and article to share with her about our Christian neutrality. So I can't wait to get my hands on it.
All right, very good. And of course, we all can look at it right now on our electronic devices, and soon your group overseer will have some copies for you. Sister Bryant, go ahead.
Some things I noticed too is he used my favorite scripture, the one that Elias mentioned, Matthew 6, 9, and 10, because so many people pray that, but they have no idea what they're praying for. And so the brother tactfully mentioned that prayer is about God's government. And then when he offered the magazine, he first said, if you'd like to read it, if you would read it, then you can learn what is God's kingdom and what it will accomplish.
Very good. So that's the key, is that if they'd like to read it, they should be interested ones. So we're not just giving this to everybody at a gas station. And so that person obviously had a measure of interest. So he was going to give him that magazine and then follow up with him. So here's the recipe, friends. Here's the recipe for this. We want to share a scripture, number one. Number two, we want to give them a magazine if they are interested. And then number three, we want to follow up as quickly as possible. That's the recipe. So your homework now before this campaign, because we have a few days before it starts, can you think of half a dozen people you'd like to write a letter to? Half a dozen people who've expressed interest at some point. Maybe you have more than that, or maybe a little less, but can you come up with a list of people that you want to write? Because every publisher is going to be involved in this campaign. We also can auxiliary pioneer for the month of November. If you'd like to do 30 hours or 50 hours, you have the choice to do that. It's not too late. So please let your group overseer know if you'd like to auxiliary pioneer for the month of November. And also, we're going to make a special effort to contact the businesses and local government officials in Tinley Park. We have a list of nearly 40 of these individuals. And so that's going to be carried out. The body of elders has selected letter writers for those brothers and sisters, and they have special instructions from the branch on how they're to write that letter. But don't worry, that letter will be given to your group overseer, and perhaps your group overseer can kind of share it with you so that you can maybe see how you'd write a letter. And it's kind of a form letter for businesses, but it can even help us in our personal ministry. So are you excited about the month of November? Look at that person next to you. They're going to fulfill Bible prophecy, and so will you in the month of November. How big of a share are you going to have in this campaign? May we do all that we can to do all we can for Jehovah, so that when we're in that new world, we can say, we fulfilled Bible prophecy. It's very exciting. Let's turn it back over to our chairman.